What's going on, everyone? I hope everyone had an amazing day. Just real quick, before I begin the video, I want to just share what we've learned over the past few weeks. All right, so when the market looks very, very bearish and garbage, right? But Bitcoin begins to create like a very bullish candle and it starts to look very bullish. That's usually a very good sign that the stock market is going to reverse. All right, so now moving forward, regardless of how weak the stock market looks, if Bitcoin is starting to show a lot of strength, that is indicative of the 24-hour markets and the international markets and the international sentiment that the markets are about to reverse. All right, so the next time Bitcoin looks bullish like this, you can see that this candle was clearly bullish. And this was the reversal candle. And we saw yesterday the SPY looked very, very bearish. The next time that happens, we have to take lotto calls. We have to play it to the upside, regardless of, you know, what the stock market itself is showing, because Bitcoin and the stock market take turns pumping. All right. So there's my little introduction. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about the next steps for the SPY, the IWM, the NASDAQ, the 30-year bonds. We're going to take a look at the large tech stocks, and then we're going to top it off with Bitcoin. All right. So if you guys enjoy the content, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Follow me on Twitter as well. I post all of my trades there live, and I share my ideas there as well. So let's get started with the video. All right. So in one day, we went from looking pretty bearish to now the indicators are looking much more bullish. So as we can see here, the MACD line is clearly still falling very sharply, yet we had a strong reversal in the SPY. That is usually a very, 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 very bullish sign. And the last time we had an extremely strong bullish setup like this was right back here, when essentially the MACD was back here. The MACD, I remember, was it was very, very weak. Like, I remember like the indicators and everything were much weaker, right? Because we were overbought and we were falling. And if we had continued going on higher back here, then we would have had like new all-time highs. But if you remember back here, one of these days, either from February 8th to 10th, something like this, Bullard basically said, you know, we're going to have a 100 basis point interest rate hike in July. So that basically put the market in its tracks, and it like caused the market to fall a bit. So that was this time was the last time the market looked that bullish in terms of technical indicators. So this is like, now it looks very, very strong as well. So the reason why it looks strong is because the RSI is clearly moving upwards. The MACD, basically the momentum of the SPY is moving downwards, yet the price of the SPY skyrocketed. So this is probably the most bullish case for a MACD. What we want to see is the price. So moving forward, right? So if a stock is moving up, yet the MACD is either flat or moving upwards like this, these are both normal conditions, right? If the MACD is flat or it's moving upwards and the stock is moving upwards, cool. That's what's supposed to happen, right? But the fact that the MACD is still falling, yet the stock is skyrocketing, that is very, very bullish. So that's essentially super, super bullish in my opinion right now. So yeah, that's a good sign for the SPY. That's why I wanted to take some lotto calls. What would be disastrous to retail is if they bring the market down, and from here they end up making like a new low and get everyone bearish. But that's why we got into cheap lotto calls. So it won't really hurt if we're wrong about this, but we can't ignore this strength in the indicators. All right, so there's that for the SPY. of course, if we continue going on higher, bro, like we're gonna easily come back and retest 433 and 434 probably tomorrow. So if this strength continues, then we're gonna break through these levels very, very easily. So yeah, there's that for the SPY. Oh, and of course, you know, if we fall back down, 420 is gonna be a very important level of support. And then yesterday's high or yesterday's low at 415. So yeah, I mean, just the same levels really. I think that we are going to continue on higher, but not fully convinced. That's why I alerted a lotto call. Okay, so there's that for the SPY. Let's take a look at the IWM. So we can see the IWM also closed above multiple levels of resistance, right? We closed back above this this downtrend level, and we also closed above 200. So clearly this was a bullish close, right? Also, you can see the MACD is also slightly falling as well on the IWM. So overall, this was just a very, very bullish move. And the only real thing that will probably stop the market now is a news headline, because the technicals right now, they look really, really strong for the entire market. And remember, like for in early February that I was just showing on the SPY, the only thing that really caused the market to fall was the 100 basis point hike that Bullard was saying we were going to have. And that was really it. So technically right now, everything looks very, very bullish. So we close above 200. Now 201.50 is going to be the next level. Most likely what's going to end up happening is if we continue on higher like this, we're going to easily come back and retest 203 tomorrow. And yeah, there's that. Like, I really think that we are going to continue on higher. But in the event that we are wrong, that's why we got into calls, right? So there's that for the IWM. Now I'm going to show you guys the large tech stocks, the 30-year bond, and the NASDAQ. All right, Apple, very clearly bullish. We closed back above this trend line. And, you know, 163.76 is the next level of resistance. The MACD is also falling, yet Apple is making a move higher. Super, super bullish here. Microsoft also looks very, very bullish. Same concept. Everything is breaking up. The MACD is falling lower. This is just a solid play to the upside for everything. Amazon also falling lower on the MACD. The RSI is moving upwards. The price is moving upwards. This would be a nice little bottom. Google had a monster move today. Closed above major levels of resistance here. And now 27.50 is going to be the next level of resistance for Google. And it's a good sign overall for all of these stocks. Let's take a look at Tesla as well. Tesla closed back above 850, closed above the 20 exponential moving average. And it didn't even get oversold on the MACD. So super strong moves out of all of the tech sectors, stocks. And honestly, really, really good, strong moves out of all of them. Literally, I think the only thing that'll cause the market to fall are negative headlines. But when there is this much strength moving, you know, with everything, really, you have to take a stab to the upside. So there's that for the large tech stocks. Let's take a look at the 30-year bond. So, of course, you know, we had a really red day. But the equities and Bitcoin started to catch up. So I still expect us to come back and fill this gap here at 155.06. That would still be completely normal as long as we hold this level, because we did have a huge monster move upwards here. You can see this is still a bull flag here. So, I mean, the bonds showed us the overall direction of what the market is most likely going to do now. We might chop around for the next few days, but as long as the bonds hold above 155, this is still like a really, really nice move to the upside. The yellow MACD line is still moving on higher. The overall momentum of the bonds is still really, really strong. And the fact that we fell pretty strongly on the RSI from 65.40 to 51 is pretty bullish as well. So, you know, this is overall, this is still really, really bullish on the bonds. So if the bonds are bullish, then the overall stock market is also going to be bullish. So there's that for the bonds. Let's go ahead and quickly take a look at the NASDAQ. So this was another main reason why I wanted to go long. We closed above 334 very clearly. We closed above this other level of resistance as well at 332 or 333. And again, the MACD is falling lower, yet we're closing above levels of resistance. So when we have this much strength out of the market, you have to take a stab at it. You know, like if it doesn't work out, it is what it is. Shoot or shoot. But you have to take these plays. And once again, I would not mind if the market just drops and just really just gets decimated, because right now we're only in lotto plays. And if we get decimated again, this would cause everyone to become very, very bearish. And we would just pick up the pieces and we would load up much, much heavier. So that would be nice. But of course, if that doesn't happen, we're in lotto calls and we'll just keep on playing momentum to the upside. So there's that. The NASDAQ looks strong. The entire stock market looks strong. And now let's take a look at Bitcoin, because Bitcoin was a major reason why the stock market had a bounce. And it's very important for us to monitor that. So Bitcoin clearly looks very, very strong right now. We broke above 39. We broke back above this trend line at 41. The MACD line is not even crossed above yet we're breaking above major levels of resistance. And the RSI is showing strength as well. So overall, this is a very, very strong move out of Bitcoin, right? Overnight, we could come back down 41. Even if we, break down and come back and retest 40, that shouldn't be the most bearish thing for the stock market. Yes, we might end up falling probably like a percentage point or half a percentage point on the stock market. But if we continue on moving bullishly on Bitcoin to move forward, right? Say, for example, our lotto calls don't work out. That's fine, right? But as long as Bitcoin is still in a bullish move to the upside and the stock market doesn't really drop, right? This is going to be an overall, this looks like this could just be a nice little short-term bottom for the entire stock market and Bitcoin as a whole. So moving forward, once Bitcoin shows strength, but the stock market is showing weakness, have to take lotto calls. All right. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Overall, everything looks very, very bullish. It didn't look this bullish since Bullard's FUD. And hopefully we can continue on higher. All right. So I will see you guys tomorrow and have an amazing day. Thanks.